Hello, I am Ragnarok, and welcome to the Reckoning. So today we are looking at the first of the sub-factions new to the Elven Covenant, the Silver Coven. So we recently did the video showing the quest for the Elven Covenant, basically the steps you have to take in order to be able to choose your sub-faction. In this video, we're going to take a look at the first of the sub-factions, the Silver Coven. We're going to take a look at all the stuff they get and what's unique to them, so you can make a better decision on who you want to pick. So let's get into it. Okay, so first, as always, we have the banners. We have the Silver Coven banners, and you come in. They have the 4 variants, the same as all the other banners in the game: the large, medium, small, and the one on the pole. I don't have the one on the pole here, but we all know what they look like. Either way, this banner is, I like it. The new design, it's a lot more crisp. I like the colors. I always like banners that add new, different colors, just so they bigger contrast between all of them, and definitely a lot more high def than the other ones. So pretty cool. And it's just a little bit more different shape. I like how the large one's more of like, it's almost like a more square shape, but then you got like this really elongated, and as it gets smaller, it seems like it's almost more it's more long than the previous one. So they have like different shapes depending on what size you have. So pretty cool. All right, next we have the one placeable that you get, other than the banners, obviously. The one placeable you get with this Silver Coven. Now, usually, if we have a sub-faction that gets just a cup 1 or 2 or 3 placeables, you know, sometimes the placeables are cool, but there are a lot of times one sub-faction gets like really cool placeables, and the other one gets like really cool armors or weapons. This one, it only gets one. However, this one is actually probably better than all the other placeables from the other sub-faction. And the reason that is because the Crescent Shrine, it looks cool, gives off a little light aura, so right there in itself, it's pretty cool. But if we click in it, what do we see? We see a pet, Malagan. We'll take a look at Malagan in a second, but Malagan is crafted at the Frost Temple Smithy. So what's that telling us? This is the Frost Temple Smithy. So instead of when you have to create cores, or you know, if you got other factions and you have pets from them and they are created this Frost Temple Smithy, if for some reason you're AoC 120 and you still want to use black ice weapons and picks and stuff like that, guess what? You don't have to come all the way up here. You come to the Frost Temple Smithy, the AoC version, and now you can do it here. You can have this in a base. It's small, it's compact, it looks really cool, it fits in with the elves, and yeah. So between the Vangul getting the Forge of Keldora, which is the volcanic forge, which if you haven't seen that video, check out that video. That is, I forget which sub-faction it is actually, but we have both sub-faction showcases, so one of them gets the Forge of Keldora. I actually think it's the Forsaken Vanguard. And now we have the Frost Temple Smithy, so you can basically have both forges, and now you can craft everything in your base that the game has to offer. So, awesome. Next, we have Malagan. So that is the pet that belongs to the Silver Coven. It used to be the Elven Covenant's pet, but it's been moved, and then obviously the other sub-faction has a different pet. So pretty cool. I max leveled this to level 20, so let's take a look at its stats real quick. Here we go. So not super high in HP, but again, it's all RNG based as always, so your numbers can be slightly different. But here's an example of the stats. Also, oh, that's funny. It lost its shade, but either way, there it is. It's been reskinned from what it used to look. It didn't used to have this glow in there and stuff like that, so that's pretty cool. I like the look. I think he's actually been made a little bigger. His color shading is a little different too, so I definitely like the new look of Malagan. Looks a lot more mean. All right, next we have the Crescent Armor. So I changed into this one. So this is the Crescent Armor variant that you get at level 80 when you choose the Silver Coven. This used to be the Elven Covenant's main armor, but now it's been moved into the sub-faction. Pretty cool armor. I like it. It does look different on the male model as it looks than it does on the female model by a good amount, actually. And we'll take a look at that in 2 seconds. But pretty cool. Here you go. So here it is. So there's on the female model, and then there's on the male model. So slightly different look, which I like. I actually like how there's a difference. And actually, this is one of the armors that I actually like. I may like it a little better on the male model than I do on the female model. So that's pretty cool. Nice armor. I'll look at the stats in 2 seconds. All right. So look at the stats right here. So here's your armor. The cool thing about this armor is it is a lightweight heavy. So what that means is it is a heavy armor. It's a heavy armor, but it's got, because it's Elven and whatever, it has a lightweight whatever to it. You can enchantment or whatever. And as you can see right here, I'm only getting a lightweight debuff from it, not a heavy but debuff. So my rolls are gonna be better and all that stuff, but you're still getting heavy armor values. So that's really cool. This makes this armor super unique within the AoC mod and in Conan itself. You do get bonus vitality, so you're gonna get plus 10 vitality, I believe. Oh, sorry, 12. That's right, 12 for this, and then 15 for the elite variant. So the next one is I believe it is called the Highborn Crescent Armor. So it is kind of like the Cold Embrace. When you get to the level 120 variant, it actually does change the model. And this is actually really, really cool. So there's the male modeling, meh. And there's a female modeling, pretty cool. But if you can see, let's change to, there we go. You can see that little white. It's actually glowing and moving. There is a glow to it, and it's a moving texture. And I will show this at nighttime so you can see this a little better. Now, the cool thing about this little glow right here is there are new dyes in the game, which I'll show in a second, that you can actually dye it. And it doesn't dye the cloth, it dyes the glowing effect. And these are just two. I put the blue or the cyan one on the male, and I believe it was red on the female. So we'll show that in 2 seconds. Okay, and this is another model where I actually dyed the glowing part blue, and then I used one of the glowing blue dyes on the metal to give it more of a vibrant blue, and then obviously I just used the Elven purple and black for the bottom. So it dyes really, really well. I really like it. And again, I'll show this in nighttime in a second so you can get the nighttime feel. But the dyes that I use, they're the enchanted glowing dyes, and there's a good amount of them. It's actually they're really cool dyes here. We'll show it. We'll just do this chest piece right here. And as you can see, if you actually use them on a normal cloth, you actually get a more vibrant color than is typical to AoC or to just any of the dyes in the game. So it's very, very bright, vibrant if you use them on normal cloths. But if you use them on glows, and I'm sure there'll be more glowing particles in armors later as the game progresses. So there'll probably more things that we can actually use this dye on. But it actually looks really, really cool on different clothes anyways. Okay, and there is the glowing dyes at nighttime. As you can see, nice little effect. Looks pretty cool. And these dyes actually show up really, really well. Like the normal one with the white, because it's white on silver, it's not really that noticeable. But when you add these colors, really cool. I like it. And I'll show this. We'll take a quick look at it a little closer. That's so cool. And for those that are asked, how do I get these enchanted glows? They are actually you don't have to actually join any sub-factions to have it. It is actually part of the ancient arts. So as long as you are a part of a magical faction, which now elves have actually been added to that. So that's interesting. So yeah, elves now have the ability to do magic. And once you learn magic, you can learn the ancient arts. We do have, if you look at the Nature Attunement and Nature Ascension video that we have, I think it's called the Magic Guide Part 1. That does show you how to get the ancient arts, the steps to get ancient arts in that video and where to get it. So you get that. Once you have that, you hit level 30, you can get this, unlock this enchantment, and as you can see, there's all your dyes. They're made in the enchanting table, which is nice because the enchanting table did lose functionality for a long time, and now it's been given back some functionality, so I like that a lot too. So now we have that station that we can put in our bases again. And we'll just show the stats real quick. I actually don't remember if I showed them for the Crescent Armor, so we'll just show those. So this is for the normal level 80 one that you get. Here's your stats. I'll click on each piece. And then this is the Highborn Crescent, which is the level 20 elite variant. And there you go. And then obviously plus 15 for a bonus attribute. Okay, so the next thing we're going to look at is the Knives of the Crescent. So we have the normal and elite variant. We'll click on them first so I don't forget. So here's your stats on the normal version. You're going to get plus 10 to agility. And then for the elite variant, you get plus 12 to agility. Here's the elite variant. And basically, they're just two-handed daggers. Nothing crazy special about that. And we can see, let's take a little look. You can see they're pretty cool. I mean, they're nothing, it's an interesting model. Nothing crazy. And the model is exactly the same for both variants. All right, next we have Ashira's Light. And we have both a normal and a elite variant for that also. Bonus vitality, so 10 and 15, or 10 and 12. And there's the stats on your normal version and your stats on your elite variant. Take a look at the normal one first. So it's a katana. As you can see, it's got a little glow to it, so that's kind of cool. Hard to see the glow in the light. There you go. And there's the elite variant. Same thing. Same glow. All right, next we're going to move on to the Great Flame of the Sword, or Great Sword of the Flame. And there's your stats for it. Bonus agility. It should be a plus 12. Oh, I don't have it equipped. There we go. Plus 12. And again, model. Pretty cool sword. Wouldn't want to get hit by it. Two-handed sword. Next, we'll move on to the Temple Axe of the Coven. So this is kind of nice. I'm a fan of one-handed axes. I pretty much the weapon I prefer to use in the game out of all the different weapons. Some people like to use what's best. Some people like to use what they just prefer to use. Axes, one-handed axe. Doesn't matter if it's the best weapon in the game or not. That's what I like to use, even if I lose out on a couple hit damage points or DPS or whatever. So bonus agility. Pretty cool looking axe. Let's equip that real quick. And there we go. Let's see if I can get a better look on it. There you go. Pretty nice design. It definitely fits again with the elves, I think, so. And it's one-handed axe, so it doesn't matter if it did. I would still use it. And real quick before we finish off with a couple of the last of the coolest items that the Silver Coven have, just want to give a huge shout out to our Patreons and our Elite Patrons. I appreciate everything you all do. It's amazing the support you all give and continue have given. So I really do appreciate it. If you're interested in becoming one of Patreons or seeing what being a Patreon does, definitely check out the link in the description below. Love to have you and stuff like that. But otherwise, huge shout out to our current ones. Thank you so much. All right, next we're going to look at the Phoenix Bow. We have the normal version. Here you go. Bonus grit. And then the elite variant. There we go. There's the stats. Take a quick look at the bow. Let's look at the normal one first, see if there's any difference. Looks like a pretty cool bow. Nice design. And let's look at the elite variant. And the bow looks the same. Yeah, looks the same to me. So again, cool bow though. And lastly, we're going to look at the arrows that you get that are unique to the Silver Coven. And these arrows, one of them is actually one that I always use in the game, so it'll be hard not to choose them specifically for these arrows. All right, first we're going to look at the Restoration Arrow. And basically what it is a healing effect arrow. As you can see, 0 damage, 0% penetration, but it is healing effect. So basically it is the healing arrow, but in AoC variant. So I will use the healing arrow or the restoration arrow first. So as you can see, he's taking a good amount of damage. It's a tier 9 Elven soldier. And there you go. You can see the health climbing right there. It's actually climbing pretty steady. And as you can see, he's taking damage and it's still healing. So he can actually heal through the damage. The healing effect will not wear off when he actually takes any, which is really nice. The cool thing about it too is it actually sticks to him. So if he actually would move, which he's not going to do, I can guarantee. Yeah, he's stuck in the corner, of course. The healing effect actually, if you shoot them with it, will actually fall them. Unlike some of the other healing effects, you'd have to shoot like the ground and it's like a smoke aura and they have to stay in it, which we'll do real quick with the vanilla healing arrows, the actual healing arrows. And of course he won't move, but of course these guys have like derped out for the test, of course. And as you see, they're still healing through, but he's actually losing. He has the healing effect still, but his life is not going up. So that's a pretty considerable nerf to the healing arrow. And it's going down, but if I switch to the restoration arrow, of course he has a double healing effect right now, but as soon as the first one wears off, and just watch his number, and it's still going up, as you can see. And basically, we can take a look at it real quick, if I can get his stats real quick. Oh, it wore off, of course. And there you go, 136 points of healing every second. I believe it's for 15 seconds. It could be for 20, but I'm pretty sure it's for 15 seconds last I tested. So basically, as you can see, the restoration arrow is actually better than the vanilla healing arrow, which it wasn't always the case, but it should be because it's pretty expensive. So that's pretty cool. It's a really good healing object. You're basically going to, I mean, my tier 9 Thrall, even though it's tier 9 at max level 20, it wasn't wearing any armor, and it's taken on 2 Xenarus's wit, and it's still healing through it. So, I mean, that shows you the power of that healing, the restoration arrow, which is the nice green one right here. Next, we're going to look at the Crescent Arrow, which is the last of the items that the Silver Coven gets when you choose them. There's your stats on it. It's a pretty decent projectile. It doesn't have any special effect or anything like that. There you go. Oh, it missed. Boom. There you go. Some damage. I mean, it's just a very good damaged arrow. It's kind of cool because it does have a little glowing look to it, so it looks a lot cooler when you have it in a bow and you're drawing it. But other than that, it's an arrow. Okay, so that'll be it for the Silver Coven. Thank you so much for watching the video. I appreciate it. We will be releasing the showcase for the last of the sub-factions for the Elven Covenant, which is the Shadarian Dominion. I don't think I'll ever say that correctly. Either way, make sure you hit the sub button so you get notified as soon as that video drops. And then once we get that done, we are back to our tutorial videos and updating current videos. So that'll be really cool. So again, hit that sub button so you get notified as soon as those drops. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. That lets me know you liked the video, and also always helps out the channel. Leave a comment, any questions, anything you think I might have missed or something I wasn't clear on. Put that in the comment section below. I do check all the comments. Otherwise, I appreciate you, everyone. Thank you as always. I'll see you on the next one, and as always, fear the reckoning.